in this video here, we're going to derive the change in gravitational potential energy equation. Okay, so imagine here that I have a ball, and I drop this ball from some height. So I take this ball, I release it, and it falls from 2 meters above the surface of the Earth down to 1 meter. Okay, so as this ball fell, clearly gravity was the only thing doing work on this ball as it fell, if we are ignoring air resistance. And that's the assumption there. The assumption is that we are ignoring air resistance. So if gravity was the only thing doing work on the ball, let's fill in our equation for work. So remember, the mathematical definition of work is equal to force times displacement. So what is the equation for the force of gravity? You guys know that the force of gravity is mass times 9.8. Okay, so that's the equation for the force of gravity. So what about the displacement? Well, remember, guys, displacement is nothing more but the change in height from this point to this point. So what is the change in height? In this case, is final height minus initial height. In other words, h1 minus h2. So we're going to plug that in here for the displacement. So h1 minus h2 represents the displacement of the ball. Okay, so let's keep going. So now what I want to do now, I want to write this in terms of the standard convention. So mass times 9.8 is the same thing as mass times little g, where we use little g to represent 9.8. Okay, that's the standard convention for 9.8 little g. So times h1 minus h2. Okay. Now, the final step is easy. In order to get the final form of our equation, all we have to do is distribute. So we're going to take m times g, and multiply that times this, times h1, and m times g times h2. And what we're left with is this. So mg h1 minus mg h2. And there you go. So anytime gravity is the only thing doing work on the object, clearly gravity changes the potential energy of the object, where it's understood that mg h1, this is our final potential energy, minus our initial potential energy. So work done is equal to change in gravitational potential energy. And there you go.